Hey, Nutty Buddies. Welcome back. Um, I'm going to be doing some crafting here. Today's my husband's birthday, and he's had to go off to work. It's March the 19th. And in this video, I'm basically showing celebration and manifestation crafts, and it's sped up. And this is the card for my husband's birthday. We had our anniversary over the weekend, so I made a card. I wrote a little note for our anniversary and for his birthday. Anyway, I can show it now because I've given it to him. So I want to talk to you guys while this is going. I want to talk to you guys about how I almost died. I want to share that story. There's a little bit of a back story to it, I guess. So, when I was growing, I haven't always been overweight. I have this degenerative condition that I was born with. And I worked in hospice for a while. I also worked as a CNA, a hospice CNA, a regular CNA for a long time. I was just a caretaker, then I was a CNA, and then I was a hospice CNA. And that that was my calling. I do not regret it. That is what I feel like I was meant to do in life. But it agitated my condition. And I basically became, over time, because of the degenerative condition, I became less and less able, for lack of a better word. And I sort of gave up on myself. I stopped trying. And I had to stop being a CNA, I went through a lot of things, and it just agitated my depression. I have clinical depression, and I started working at a motel. I worked for a motel for a long time. It was basically a lot of sitting down and lack of motivation, lack of care for myself. I gained weight over time, for a combination of reasons. Then my highest weight was 350, and my doctor, who I have a doctor that I trust, she diagnosed me with some things like thyroidism, hypothyroidism, and some other stuff that explained some of it. But basically, she was like, "You've developed type 2 diabetes." She said I developed type 2 diabetes, and if I could fix it within 5 years, I could stop being diabetic and not have to be diabetic. And I also have sleep apnea. She told me I have sleep apnea. There's all this other stuff. I mean, I don't want to go through the whole list, but basically she was like, if something doesn't change here, you're going to die. You're dying. And so that kicked me in the ass. Pardon my French. My mom being worried about me, also was a big motivation. My sister, I had a friend since she was in high school, like a real close long-term friend. And her friend was really overweight, morbidly obese, bedbound, and her friend died. So it was kind of like, I don't know. I was just like, you know what? No, I want to change. I don't. It was a really hard thing to get to, but I got to it, and I had the gastric sleeve surgery. And I went through the process of having that surgery. I lost 30 pounds. And then I I lost 30 pounds on my own, just by changing the way that I was eating and stopping drinking my calories. I moved from Coke to Diet Coke, basically, and had the surgery and then lost another, I don't know how many pounds. In total from the surgery, I lost 130 pounds. Okay. So and then I have a lot of other things wrong with me, like the thyroid. Like the thyroid messes with everything, throws everything off balance. And I guess it's different for everybody, because I heard somebody talking about it like it was no big deal. Well, it's a big deal for me. I cannot, I take levothyroxine, and I cannot go without it. And it does have to be monitored. Like, sometimes my dose has to be raised, sometimes it has to be lowered. It's very, very finicky. I have to have it checked every now and then. But I kind of know when it's out of whack, because my hormones and everything gets out of whack. Everything gets out of whack. So I've kind of got to where I know. But anyway, as I was recovering from, now I did not know this, but as I was recovering from the surgery, I was also going through menopause, like as in starting the process of full blown menopause. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I'm recording the way that I'm recording this. I can't just stop it and start recording again. So I'm so sorry about that cough. I'm okay. I just, I don't know why I'm coughing, actually. I don't think I'm sick. I don't feel sick. I feel good. I hope everybody else is feeling well. Okay, I better try to hurry up and tell the story. So that, like, really, I'm happy that it happened when it did, the way it did. It could have been worse, and I had a really good recovery from the gastric sleeve. I had a really positive, review from everyone. I healed well. I did well. I was doing really good. I had a really good attitude. But then that menopause kind of threw me for a loop. I'm not going to lie. I'm not trying to, it sounds like excuses. Maybe it is a little bit. But also around that same time, you got to understand, I lost a significant amount of weight. So my body's changing in more ways than one. And with the thyroid, I mean, this is oversimplifying it, but my body already is changing with how it works, at least for me. I mean, it's a huge deal for me. The thyroid situation. Finding out that I had that, the doctor that figured it out and all of that, like, it changed my life. I needed to have that medicine. I needed it. Anyway, so losing all that weight was a big change. Going through the end stages, I guess, of premenopause into menopause at the same time was a lot. And then I think there was the flu, like, was out there, and it was like monster flu. And I feel like I got it, and it was like type A. It's like the worst kind or whatever. And I had it, and I was sick forever. And then my husband and I kept passing it back and forth between each other. And I don't know if I'm exaggerating, but I think it feels like it was like anywhere between 1 to 3 months steady that I was sick. And like, I would feel better for a couple of days, and then I'd feel sick again. It was like one of those things. And there was a way too long period of time when I had stuff coming out, and I'm sorry, to be graphic here, but coming out of both ends. And like I could literally not hold on to anything. And I was doing what I thought I was supposed to do, which is drinking water, just constantly drinking water. And I don't know why I didn't know, but I did not know that you needed to drink electrolytes. Anyway, I thought I was better again. I mean, there's a lot of this up and down, feeling better for a couple of days, getting sick again, feeling better for a couple of days. It was a lot of that. And I'd been wanting to go see my mom. I like to go see my mom at least once a month. I like to try to see her. And I hadn't seen her because I'd been sick. She'd been sick too, I think. I can't remember. But I went to go and see her, and I thought I was feeling better, but then I guess I wasn't. And we were at my aunt's, and we went out to eat, and I got out in the sun. I hadn't been out in the sun in a while. I know that probably sounds crazy. I'm kind of a night person. My husband usually works nights. Right now, like now, he's having to work in the day, which sucks for him. And, anyway, I'm used to working at nights when I did work, and I'm just a night person. So anyway, I'm just getting off. I'm sorry. So I didn't know that just drinking water was, I thought that was what you're supposed to do. But no, you can't just drink water. You have to have electrolytes. Anyway, we're out to eat, and I basically, like, everything was fine, everything was normal, and then I'm sitting there, and they're all like, you're looking weird, something's wrong. And I'm sitting there thinking something's wrong, like I don't feel so hot. But I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm sick again. It was like what had been going on. I guess I'm not better. I thought I was better. I guess I'm not. I've been through this before, and they were like, let's go, like, I guess I was looking pretty funky, and like, why don't you go outside and we'll come pick you up or whatever. And I get up to walk out of the restaurant, and as I'm walking, I mean, this is the best way for me to explain it. As I'm walking, like, every step was like heavier and heavier. It was like every step I took more and more effort, and it was all I could do to get outside. And I was like, what the heck is wrong? And then I'm in the car, and they're like talking about whether or not they should take me to the hospital. And I end up thinking that I'm okay, and they're like telling me to smile and all this stuff to make sure I'm not like having a stroke or a heart attack or something. And then I'm like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home, And I think I'm fine sitting there in the car. And so we drop my aunt off, and then we go back to my mom's. And as I start trying to get out, I need to go to the bathroom. I start trying to get out of the car. And as I go to get out of her car, I'm like, I take a step, like I have one foot out the door. And then I realize, like, I'm literally unable to hold myself up. And then I start trying to walk, and like I'm using the wall in the car to kind of try to walk forward, and I can't do it. And then I'm like pulling up on my pants to try to make my legs move, and that won't work. And now I just start freaking out, and I'm freaking my mom out, and I'm crying, and I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I have to go to the bathroom, number 2. And I don't want to do that on myself. And so I go get on the ground, and I start like, and my mom's freaking out. My mom goes to get my stepdad, and my poor mom. Oh my God. I feel so bad. I still feel bad about that. I'm laughing about it now, but I just scared her to. I scared her to death. I scared myself too. It was a very scary situation, and so now I'm trying to crawl like inside through the garage door, to the bathroom, which the bathroom's like right there. after there's like a little bathroom there, and I don't make it, like I'm every time, as I'm crawling, the more I crawl, the less I'm able to move. And then it just gets to the point where I just kind of collapse like there on the thing. And I'm like, okay, I can't move. Like, I can't move. And I'm start freaking out, and I start having a full-blown panic attack. And my hands clamp up, the whole 9 yards. And so they call, and I have no idea what's wrong with me. I've had panic attacks before, but nothing like that. I mean, not to that severity. And basically, they get me to the hospital and tell me that I need to drink some potassium. And so it was like part of it was I had a panic attack because of I didn't have enough electrolytes. And that's something that can easily, like, first of all, it can kill you. Like, I was lucky. I mean, I had a severe episode, for lack of a way of putting it. I could have died. It's not the only time I've almost died or could have died. That's happened to me quite a lot, actually. But I didn't, and now I know that you must, especially if you're sick, especially if you're having a hard time keeping things down, you must make sure you're having electrolytes. Just please. So that's just a very important thing for me to want to share with everybody, because I didn't know. And I mean, I might not be the only one. Like, I'm thinking that resting and drinking water is the right answer. But there's such a thing as, plain water. Like, you think that that's the right answer. It's not the right answer. You need electrolytes in that water, especially if things are going through you fast. The more dehydrated, which is what happens when you're not able to, which is one thing that happens. Like, the more problems you're having in the bathroom in that direction, where you're having a hard time keeping things down. I'm trying to be as polite about it as I possibly can. But, hopefully, the more you're not being able to hold anything inside, the less you're able to, the more problems you're having in the bathroom with diarrhea. I'll just say that. And nausea, vomit, if you're vomiting, any kind of illness like that, where things are going out, you've got more stuff going out than you have going in. The more of that you've got going on, the more important it is for you to make sure you're getting electrolytes somehow. And the best way that I found is putting electrolytes in water, or and drinking like a protein drink, because you need the protein too. Anyway, that stuff can kill you. It can kill you, and it almost killed me. And it was very, very scary for everyone involved. And I don't recommend it. Okay? So, get in your electrolytes, people. If you take anything from this video, get in your electrolytes. And then after that happened, after I was over all of that, all my medicine had to be adjusted. All of my medicine was off, because of how much weight I lost, which is, that's a good thing. But that was messing me up too. And then after, it was like a couple of months that it took for us to get my medicines all straight again, then I went into full-blown menopause, which sucked. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. I'm on menopause medicine now, like for like a hormone medicine. I don't remember what it's called. Estrogen and something else that goes with it. I don't even know if that's right, but I'm on hormone medicine now. And then something else happens and I get sick again. But right at the moment, everything's cool. I'm all good. I'm feeling great. Thank you for watching. Thank you. This manifestation journal has seemed to already started working. I'm almost at 600 subscribers now. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate everyone. Please take care of yourself and have a nice day. Sorry this went a little bit long, but that's the story of how I almost died and why you should always make sure to drink electrolytes, because it can kill you if you don't. Be careful.